All right, so you were able to look at 4 examples of objectives and assessments and determine if you were able to align them properly or see if they were aligned properly. So let's take a look at what you did and what the rationale is for why or why not they are aligned. So in example 1, the objective is students will be able to demonstrate an understanding of the text Grandfather's Journey by inferring and referring to the details and examples during a close read. The assessment is they will take a few minutes to write a list of interview questions students will ask to one of their grandparents tonight for homework. So this assessment is not aligned to the objective. This is actually more of an extension activity connect to the reading. And here is why. So the objective states that they're going to demonstrate an understanding of the text. Well, the assessment doesn't have them demonstrating any understanding of the text. It's all about going home to talk to a grandparent. So when we look at our objectives, this is not aligned at all. To make an aligned assessment, you would want to have students show comprehension of the text by using and referring to details and examples during the read. For example, a question might be, why is grandfather sad at the beginning of the story? And the student would answer the question, grandfather is sad because, and then they would show you exactly where they got that information in the text. So they might highlight the text and show the details in the text where it came from, or they might go ahead and refer to a paragraph or a sentence in paragraph 2, sentence 3, something along those lines where they're referring explicitly to that text. So 1, not aligned. All right, let's look at 2. Example 2, students will be able to recognize the blend SL and the initial R sound R. So once students are seated, I will tell them their exit slip for the day is to tell me which uses the SL blend, which word uses the SL blend. So the exit ticket, tell me the word that has the SL blend, and then they would come to the teacher. She would call them up individually. She would give them some sort of sheet where they're reading words from, and they can read the SL blends word to the teacher. Now, this one is only partially aligned. And this is partially aligned because there are 2 skills in the objective. We have an SL blend and an R blend. And the teacher only assessed the SL blend. When assessing an objective, you want to make sure that you assess all parts of the objective so you know exactly which students have met the objectives and which students still need extra support in small groups or intervention. All right, example 3. Students would be able to write the value of numbers according to their place value. So assessment is students will use dice to create a 5-digit number. They will write the 5-digit number in expanded form and word form. So the example shows 56,289, and then there's the expanded form, and there is the word form. Now, this objective or and assessment are pretty much aligned, but having them write in word form was not a part of the objective. In addition, the objective doesn't specifically state students will use expanded form. So, to make the objective a little stronger, I might revise this objective to say students will be able to identify the value of numbers by using expanded form, or I might say students will be able to show the value of numbers using expanded form, or give them more choice in the assessment. For example, if I took the number 56,289, I could underline one of the digits and ask, what is the value of the 6 in 56,289? And that would be more aligned to the objective. Um, so on this one, I would give this a partially aligned and either refine the assessment to only include expanded form or refine the objective to include both expanded and word form or be a little more specific in your objective. All right, in example 4, Our last example has students will be able to count a set of objects by ones up to 20. The assessment is students will do a worksheet with pictures of things such as flowers, pencils, etc. They will count the pictures and write the number of objects. Is this aligned to the objective? Now, initially, your gut might tell you yes, it is. But there are two problems that exist between this objective and this assessment. First, students are using a worksheet with pictures. The objective does not say they will count using pictures, it's a set of objects. So that's the first problem. The second problem is students are having to write the number of objects. And when they're learning to write numbers, that is a different standard, and you might have two standards aligned to this lesson, but then you need to state that in your objective. Students will accurately count a set of objects by ones in up to 20 and write the number of objects they see. So you'd want to add in, they will write the number. In kindergarten, it's a very different thing to be able to count and accurately count and write and accurately write the numbers. And so you want to make sure that if you're wanting to know if they can actually count, that you isolate that from the writing of numbers because students might be able to count, but they might not be able to represent the set of objects that they counted using the written number system yet as they're still learning to write their numbers. So on this one, I would actually give this a no, even though it feels like a partial. There's just too many problems here between the worksheet having pictures and not a set of objects, and also the action of writing the proper number. I could think that a student couldn't properly count if they wrote the wrong number, when actually maybe they properly count, they just wrote the wrong number. I hope this helps as you're learning about aligning assessments.